Well, hello, hello. Sorry about that, guys. We had an epic issue. I think I accidentally hit cancel when I set down my keyboard, but I hope everyone's doing all right tonight. I need to fix the chat because it's still linked to the old chat, so let me do that real quick. There we go. All right, so we do have the new chat back up on the windows. Can everyone see me and hear me all right? Hello, chat. Hello. All right, perfect. I hate it whenever the stream ends or fails, and then it like makes me have to create a whole new one. It seems like I can just connect back to the old one, but I don't know why it makes me have to start a whole new one. But sounds great, perfect. Can you hear me now? That's a Verizon thing, right? It's hot in Phoenix, huh? It actually just rained here in Austin. It was 100 degrees, and then the rain came in, so now it's muggy and steamy. We have three laptops. The gaming laptops. No, one's a Precision 5540, which a liquid spill, and I hate liquid spills. One's a M16R2. That's a really new machine, and it says it died while gaming. I have no idea. And the other one's a G5515, which is the Ryzen Edition, and GPU overheated. This is just what a repair shop said. It has a note saying repair shop says that it overheated. I don't know. Those machines are... I don't like them. I'm having a lot of issues with those boards, and they're failing a lot. So I don't have high hopes for that one. Everyone likes the M16R2 so far. So how's the weather everywhere? I didn't get to see where everyone was from. Usually you tell me from all around the world, right? What we got? Finally stopped raining in New Jersey. All right. Are you guys in a drought or anything? Because we're definitely in a drought here. Hello from Quebec, Pennsylvania. We got another Quebec there. North Carolina, Kentucky, Oklahoma, North Carolina again. We got the UK. Someone said, I bet it's a BIOS issue. No BIOS issue. I'm putting a BIOS video out tomorrow. It has a twist in it, so it's kind of fun. San Diego is always perfect weather. I love San Diego. We got Portland. It's always rainy and sunny in Portland. How is that possible? Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, New Mexico, or Mexico City, sorry, Hamilton, Quebec, or Ontario, sorry, Hamilton, Ontario. And so Debbie thinks it's going to be a capacitor on there. There is, on these M16R2s and R1s and M18R1s, they do have a tendency of having a capacitor on the memory power supply that goes bad. So we got South Carolina again, Brazil, 13 degrees C in Brazil. What would that be like, 55 or something? Is that right? J. Fixville, Sweden. Yeah, Austin is hot and humid right now. And usually humidity is not too bad. It's like 60 degrees or something, or 60% humidity. And that M16R2 is still winning. Everyone cast their votes. How many votes do we have so far? We have 99 votes. How many people do we have in here? 168 people. So you guys keep voting here. Remember, I haven't looked at this, so I have no idea. All I'm doing is the notes. And so if you want to know a little bit more about the repair, because the poll is a little bit vague, if you go into the video description, I actually pasted what the customer's note was. So exactly what I see is what you'll see. So I know as much as you know. So look at the description, video description. We got another San Diego, Ventura, California, Morocco. Oh, it's hot in Morocco. Fix the Alienware M16 R2. Yeah, and it's funny because I don't think I've actually worked on an M16 R2. I've worked on the M16 R1s, and they are a little bit different. They made them a little bit more compact on the R2s. So it'll be kind of interesting to open it up because I've never opened one before. We got 206 people. I got 198 on my number here. So get the votes up. What are we at now? 124 votes. So we need a little bit more. Let's see, we got Corpus Christi. Whoa, I bet it's very humid in Corpus Christi. That's on the coast, the Gulf of Mexico, on Texas. We got Bowie, Texas, South Wales. That's beautiful there. You have an M18R2 that still works. Yeah, the M18R2 is going to be the same as the M18R1 and the same as the M16R1. So those are all kind of the same motherboard layout for the most part. And the you got the video card from us. Interesting. All right. You love your 18-inch Alienware. I actually have, there's more laptops back there. I only put 3 in the list there, and I could go pull some other ones that there's an 18-inch Alienware 18, which is the older version, like a 2016 or something. The thing is massive. It barely, I mean, I could barely fit on the desk here. I know there's an M17R3 back there too. There's probably some XPSs that have charging issues or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like to put a little mix. Oh, there's a dangerous heat wave in Europe, in Alberta. Oh, really? That's going to be no good. Do you have a site you like to buy broken Dells to repair? No, because I generally don't buy broken laptops to repair. I mean, sometimes I'll buy like a couple hundred of them that are off lease or something from Dell or something. But usually all my stuff is I'm getting it from Dell or downstream Dell vendors like that. So it's all going to be direct. So buying a onesie twosie type of thing would just be like an eBay find, or but I've never actually bought one of those to try to do a repair. Oh, what is this? What else we got here? You need a battery for a Vostro 1520. That's an older machine. So if you look on our site, you should be able to just put your service tag in and be able to see if we have parts for that machine still. I'm not sure. I would have to look that up. You're a retired pilot. All right. Greetings from Denmark. You like watching the videos? Well, hello from France and Indonesia. Welcome aboard, everyone. We're at 226 and we have 155 votes. So just go ahead and vote. We're just going to kind of figure out what laptop to work on. Let's see. Is there a way for you to buy a single broken laptop from Dell? No, not that. No, not generally. So what I'm buying, like I said, is going to be like a load of them. I mean, it would be sometimes 500 or something like that. If I'm buying a pallet of complete machines, a lot of times I'm not buying complete machines. I'm buying like a pallet of miscellaneous parts that have already been taken apart or something like that. Let's see. Do gaming laptops break the most? No. I mean, gaming laptops are what I repair the most because they're worth the most, or what I repair on these videos the most because I'm doing board repairs. But we repair, probably the consumer grade laptops are what breaks the most. I don't know, break is a relative term because it's like, did the motherboard break or did just the hinge break or is it structural or is it hardware on the board? So motherboards do get damaged very easily on gaming laptops, but I see a lot of those even last 4 or 5 years still. Sup, 8-bit and JFix and Andy, everyone's here. Welcome, guys. You voted twice. Sorry, and that's fine. Well, the other vote didn't count because I had to shut that down. So this is a whole new poll. The other stream messed up. So just go ahead and vote again if you've already voted on the other stream. We're at 172 votes, 233 people in the stream right now. And again, if you need to know a little bit more about the repair or what the laptop is, look at the video description. I have the entire customer note, what they put in there, what I know about the laptop. You'll know about it before we start. But it looks like the M16R2 is going to be winning this thing right here. What's my biggest complaint on laptops today? Let's see. They run hot. That's pretty hot. It depends on what it is, because it's like, that's a general thing too, because you have gaming laptops and you have business laptops like these Precisions. The higher end Precisions are built like a tank, and they can last for many, many years, but they're a pain to take apart. Then you have some that are easy to take apart, but maybe structurally they're not built as well. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't really point to one thing. I like the newer laptops design for the most part. The newer gaming laptops are starting to put better air design to keep it cool. So, what percentage of your repairs are power related? You're talking about motherboard repairs, I guess, because we repair everything. So let's see, board repairs that are power related are going to be maybe 30 or 40%. I mean, it's a higher percentage. I mean, there's still a lot of like firmware issues, so that fits in there a lot. Now, you know, if it's a charger issue, does that count as power? Yeah. And but if you're talking about like a no power situation on the motherboard, those are probably 30 or 40%. Do you buy pallets of laptops from Dell? Do you know what every laptop is or the total? It's totally random. Everything's random. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll get like a bid list or something like that, and I get the bid. But for the most part, I basically am buying a truck or buying a lot of things. And then sometimes you get gold or gems, and there's, please work on the G series. Well, we can work on I work on G series all the time. So, I mean, maybe if we have time, if this one's pretty fast, maybe we can grab that G series next if it gets second place. How's that? Let's see. You have a 12-year-old Alienware M18X R2. If it's 12 years old, it's an M18X R2. All right. And it's running like a champ. Yes, those things are absolute tanks, and they last a long time. It's different than the M18R2, which is they're having issues with the memory power supply because the DDR5 uses a lot of current. Let's see, turbo button on the Dell stopped working. Interesting. I've actually never used a turbo button. I've never overclocked a laptop before. That's not something I'm too privy with, so I can't really give you any advice on that. BIOS replace would be a pain for me. Yeah. Hello from Jamaica. Enjoy the 4th. Yep, 2 days from now it's going to be the 4th of July. That's going to be fun. You're a retired fly-by cable guy. Ooh, nice. All right, are we ready? Where are we at? 6:20. So we have 212 votes, 291 people. I'm going to give it one more minute. Everyone jump in here right now. I don't think anything's really a close contender. So I'll go ahead and close the poll out. 63% of the people said that an M16 R2 is going to be the winning one. And then we do have, it looks like second place is going to be the the G15. So by 21% is the G15, and then 17% is the Spill. So we're going to go with the M16 R2. All right, let me go grab it real quick. Yeah, there's our results dumped in there for you. Let me go grab it. I'll be right back. All right, I do see customer information on this. Let me pull some stickers off. All right, we are clear. Okay, so there she is. And here's the customer note. Right. So this is all the information I know. And I'm going to grab another M16R1. I want to show you all the difference between an M16R2 and an M16R1. Let me see if I can grab one of those while y'all are reading that. Well, I can't show you that. All I have are a bunch of M18 R2s or R1s right now. So anyway, what I wanted to show you in general was the back of this is different. Okay, so if you have seen an M18 R2 or R1 or an M16 R2 or R1, it actually has like a back cover that pops out the back here. So this one's, the hinges go right all the way to the end here. So that is definitely a different design. And like I said, I've never opened this one up, so this is going to be kind of interesting to see. So what do we do? The first thing we do to figure out what it's doing is we try turning it on, right? So let's do that. Oh yeah, and the power button's in the middle instead of on this edge here. This almost looks more like a X series in a way, or an X14 or something like that. So I'm going to press the power button, and we got nothing happening. We will plug in our power meter. I added the power meter to the screen here, so it's kind of nice. So you can see it right there. And so we're just going to look for any current draw. And we just want to see if it pulls any current when we plug it in. And what did it do when we plugged it in, guys? What did it do? It's no good when it does that. So you notice the charger turned off. My light turned off here. It actually turned off my meter. It shorted it out. So the AC adapter went into protection mode. So that means that it detected a short on the motherboard and it shuts off the power supply. So basically the gist is like the motherboard can either have a dead short that's causing the power supply to shut off, or the motherboard is shutting off its first MOSFETs that are causing the power supply to shut off. But either way, it's not good. And this could be something easy to fix, like a easy pizza, as Soren would say. And he's talking about just like a capacitor being shorted. Or it could be something like a MOSFET or a power MOSFET or driver package that is powering the CPU or GPU and shorting through one of those components and then causing it to short out. So, and in that case, it's, you know, we have a 50-50 chance that that component would survive the CPU or GPU. So let's open her up. Let's open her up. And she's a she, I guess, right? All right, so we put a vote up on, is it going to be an easy pizza? All right, here, I'm going to put a vote up just for fun. And remember, if it's an easy one, then we can go to the next one. I'm out of stock on those Vostar batteries. I'm sorry. So what that means is it means that Dell doesn't manufacture them anymore, and we don't sell aftermarket products. So anything you buy from us are going to have a serial number on it, and it's going to be an OEM battery from Dell. And so if Dell doesn't manufacture them anymore and there's nothing left in the ether, basically the stuff that they had manufactured in the past, then there's nothing, yeah, it's, and I could probably look and see the last time I've had them in stock and if they come and go or not, but I thought that was an older machine. So you're going to have to buy an aftermarket battery probably. It's going to have to be an Amazon Chinese battery if you're going to try to get a battery for that. Shorted MOSFET on the GPU. That's what you think, JFix, huh? All right. I hope not, because it's only 2 years old. This machine should not die that quick. And this base is glued on or something. I hate these bases because they are made of aluminum, and if you start prying at them, even with a pry tool, plastic one, it will start warping and bending them. Oh yeah, we got a 50-50 on that cap. And if you're just joining us, guys, we have an M16R1. We voted to work on this one, and it shorted out the AC adapter when we plugged it in. So we know that there's a short on the motherboard, so now we got to figure out if it's cockroaches or not. Oh my gosh, I cannot get the pry tool in here. Let's get something smaller. Yeah, I'm not the fourth person that's sent to. That's so funny. Whenever sometimes I see it and it's like, man, it was sent to multiple shops. Well, this one was sent to another shop first, right? Is that the note or is that the other person? What this one's, I can't remember now. Oh no, they were gaming and it turned off. Oh yeah, that's no good. That sounds like a MOSFET on the GPU to me. Why does this not want to come off? Maybe it's because I'm trying to be very gentle. You didn't think Alienware computers existed anymore before you saw my videos. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Alienware as a brand was purchased by Dell, and then they Dell kind of kept it going for a while, and now they've really modified them. I mean, they're pretty good machines for the most part, except some of the really high-end ones. And then I'm really not liking any of these machines that have Ryzen chips in them, because the power, whatever they're using to power these things is not working out. Oh my gosh. I can't even open this. Are we all paying for the customer's repair? Well, I didn't put the donation thing up this time because I don't know if that's something you guys have fun doing or not, but if any donation that y'all put towards this stream right here, I will donate it towards the customer's repair. So last stream, I think we had $40 donated, and we did 2 different repairs, so I split it with those 2 people, so they each got $20 off. The repair before that, or the stream we did before that, you guys donated enough to pay for the entire customer's repair for free, so they didn't have to pay a single dime. We almost got this off. So any donations will go towards the customer. I don't know what's going on with these screws here. It's like Loctited or something. Okay. It seems like they were captive screws, and so I was trying not to take them all the way out, because a lot of times these bases have captive screws on them. Oh my, wow. Remember I talked about this in our videos, whenever we open these, and you gotta be careful and not to shove something in there to break it. This corner does not want to pop open. I need a blowtorch, yeah, you're right. There we go. There was a snap, a secret snap. Okay, we got it. Okay, whew. Did that blow your speakers out? Okay, let's see what she looks like. And the bottom is off. All right, let's take a quick look around. We have the, looks like an OEM battery, but it doesn't have the serial number here that I'm always looking for. But I think that they build them into them now. Now that's a QR code. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird looking battery, but it does have Dell stuff on here. So maybe the serial number's on the back side. This is interesting. Okay, so the DDR5 memory is covered under this beautiful Alienware head. We have the NVMe drive here, one of those. There's the wireless card. We only have 2 fans on this machine. The other M16 R1 had 3 fans. So I think this is a downgrade right now, automatically. I like the other design where we had 3 fans. That's why I wish I could show you one. I got a fan. Here we go. This is an M16 R1 heatsink. Okay? And there's an M16 R2 heatsink. Which one do you think is better? Wow, I cannot believe they did that. Yeah, so on this one, the CPU side has 2 fans, and that's an extra fan, and the fin comes all the way around here. And the GPU only has 1. But on this one, we just have this fan. I guess it's a little bit bigger, but it only has 1 fin here. I mean, I guess there's a fin on both sides. Fin on both sides. This one has a fin, fin, fin. And it's actually a really thick fin right there. And then on top of that, on this machine, there's an extra VRM cooler that goes on top of this that actually cools the extra VRMs for the NVIDIA. So, yeah, I don't like that. All right, I'm going to unplug the battery first, and then we are just going to take a look around over here so we can see where the DCN is. We'll get under the microscope. And we're going to put our meter in continuity mode, where it beeps the probes together. When you touch them together, it beeps. So here's where the DC jack plugs in. And it looks like all the rest of the electronics can be on the other side, but I can probably see this is a current sensor resistor here, and we're not going to jump straight to that. I want to be able to at least go through the MOSFETs that are on the board. But we're going to start by measuring out of the out of the DC jack. This is going to be the ground side. You can see it's tied to these 3 pins on the battery. That's funny how they just tied them straight across there. And this is going to be the positive 19. Now you can see that we're measuring right here on the positive 19 where the charger plugs in, and there's no short there. And so, but you plug in the charger and it shorts out. It's because the MOSFETs on the other side of this are actually turning on. And I'm assuming the output of this is going over here to this. Oh, it's not. There's no short on there. Can you see that? So this current sense resistor, I was thinking was tied over here. All the MOSFET's probably on the other side of the board, but this one may actually be for the battery. Yeah, so that's the current sense resistor for the battery. So that's why it's not measuring 0 or shorted. So unfortunately, we're going to have to pull this motherboard out to continue, because there's really nothing else we can look at on there. I guess we can come look at these coils while we're at it. There is some other stuff over here, but this is going to be for the other power supplies, probably the 3 volt and the 5 volt power supply. But I'm not going to do any soldering with the board installed anyway. But so we can check this coil. It's not shorted. We'll check this coil. Not shorted, not shorted. Now, if you're new to watching any of these types of videos, the reason why I'm checking these coils, the coils are basically, they're going to be the output of a power supply. And if you think about a laptop, you're going to have 20 volts going in the laptop from the charger, and then it's either going to be reduced down to a lower voltage that the whole board will run off of, or it will run off of that 20 volts. So on this machine, we're going to run, the whole board's going to run off 20 volts. And then each power supply that needs to create is going to be created off of that 20 volts. So it'll go down, they'll create a 5 volt power supply, 3.3, a 1.8, a 1.2. No, maybe they don't have a 1.2 anymore because there's not this DDR4, but usually it's like a 1.05 for like the chipset, and then you have your CPU and GPU voltages, which are variable voltages. And then battery voltage would be what it runs on whenever it's just running on battery. And so this is a 3-cell battery. It's actually 6 cells, but 3 in parallel, 3 sets of 3 in parallel, 3 sets of 2 in parallel. And then the battery voltage is 12.6. So charger voltage is going to be 12.6. And some other machines will run at battery voltage. Anyway, so I just checked these 3 coiled outputs. We're not having a short there. The rest of the stuff is going to be on the other side of the board, so there's nothing we can actually look at. 5 volts is too low, probably a PD controller. Yeah, or you're talking to somebody else over there, probably. So let me pull this board out, and then we can continue looking at that, and I'll try to read the chat while we're taking it out. So it's not super boring, because nothing I hate more than watching someone unscrew stuff. Even if you put it in fast forward, I cannot stand watching videos where you're fast forwarding unscrewing things. Just take the thing out. Just cut that footage. All right. So when it's running on battery, I'm assuming 20 volts. No, yeah, so when it's running on battery, it's running on battery voltage. So it'd be 12.6. And so if you ever notice, let's see, you probably would never notice this, but if you're in the Dell diags, you can actually see the current going into the battery and current coming out of the battery whenever it's running. And so and then on my meter, you can see how much current is going into the laptop. And so you can say, okay, well, the laptop's currently using, 6 amps or something like that, but that's at 20 volts. But if you multiply amps times volts, you get your power, the actual power or wattage. And so if you unplug the charger from the machine, you can see that the battery is pulling more amps than what the laptop was just pulling. It's because it has to maintain that same wattage ratio. And a lot of times it will kind of dumb it down a little bit so it doesn't use as much, but you'll tend to use more amps on battery. And that's why aftermarket batteries suck, especially in gaming machines, because I've seen them where they just can't put out enough amps in order to run them, so they just shut off. What is this laptop? This is an M16R2. We were just talking about this. So this machine was sent in because the customer was playing it and it shut off randomly. We had a vote, and everyone voted to work on this machine out of this 3. The descriptions of what this laptop is inside the video description. But the M16R2 is a little bit different animal, and so far we don't like it, do we? We don't like the design. All right. Let's see. How many screws are we going to have? Let's put a poll up here. I'm going to take this poll down. I think that 55% of us think that it's going to be easy. I'm starting to think it's not going to be easy, but who knows? And again, I've never taken this apart, so we're going to have fun with this. I don't know if this back cover is supposed to come off or not. Usually you're supposed to take these off, but... And we got 523 people on the stream. Welcome, everybody. We are doing a live repair, and we have no idea what we're going to find. We're at 18 screws. Are you counting them? So this is the LCD connector I'm unplugging right here. And we should just yank it off, right? Oh my gosh, how many LCD connectors have I replaced in my life? Whew, it's been a lot. Especially on the older Alienwares, because the connector was on the opposite side of the motherboard. Did you ever think that 500 people would watch you do Dell laptop repair? Yeah, I know. I've been pretty amazed. I think my most I've gotten up to is about 700, but it's still pretty amazing to see that people are interested in this. The kindest technician that's ever lived. Well, I appreciate that. I try to be. And clear. I don't want to be, I don't want people to get confused. So I like when people ask questions and I can try to clarify. You're calling 42 screws. Everyone put their screw count in there and we can go through and count this. That'll be fun. So we got a pretty good amount so far. And I really don't know. Like I said, I've never taken this machine apart, so we're just... And as I go, as I kind of just yank the board a little bit, that's kind of my trick, is I just kind of pull it and see, okay, is it getting looser? I'm not a tech, I'm a teacher. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I don't know. I do the best I can. And I'm learning them myself, so I'm a student, because this is all self-taught type of stuff, right? You're at 31. I think I'm getting close to 31 already. Got to take out this NVMe. Screw crown portal. Oh. An M97R. Oh, that's old. That's like pre-Dell, I think. Or maybe the first Dell Alienware. Yeah, because we weren't, whenever I was, after Dell bought Alienware, we weren't getting any parts for a little while, and then we finally started getting the Alienware parts. So I have some older stuff, but I don't know if it's quite that old. Ah, secret screw, see? Secret screw. You know, it'd be crazy. You know, I'm calling it right now. The other model, oh, here we go. We're coming out, it's coming out. The other model, M15R2, since this board is so different, I was thinking like, oh no, it can't be the same issue, but maybe it's going to have that same issue. Oh, the DC jack plugs through this area. On the 5-volt power rail that powers the memory keeps shorting out. What model is on your desk? This is an M16R2. I wonder if, I wish there was a way I could just pin that up there. This is an M16R2. All right. The motherboard is out. All right. So what I was looking for was the DC jack plugs in there and then comes to only 2 MOSFETs on the other side. That doesn't look like enough. And then there's a current sensor resistor right here. Let's take a look. So I don't know which side's what, but we're going to measure this. No short there, no short there. and then we have a short here. So this is going to be probably coming from the DC jack. And then it goes through two MOSFETs, the protection MOSFETs. A lot of times gaming laptops will have 4. It looks like it was like set up to have 4, so you could have another one here that will be in parallel with this and another one here. Now, these don't necessarily fail that much, but they are responsible for taking that impact whenever it needs to shut off the AC adapter. These things will shut off, and then these things will blow out a lot of times. Now, let's just see if one of these are shorted on. So neither one of those are shorted on. So it is actually, you plug in the power, it is turning on, and turning this one on, and then it gets over here, and you can see the trace comes over here to this current sense resistor. So this is going to be shorted out also. And there we go. And I'm going to turn off the beeping because we don't need that, because what we're going to read next is what is the resistance on that short. Uh-oh. What resistance do we have there? 0.2? That's really low. So I think, JFix, did you say it was a GPU? It's not a GPU. It's not a CPU either. It's an easy pizza. That's what that means. Most likely. The reason why I'm saying that is because if we measure the CPU or GPU, the resistance will be a lot higher on those coils. So a CPU usually is around like 2 ohms or something like that, 2 or 3. That really depends. And then a GPU would be around like 0.3. So, I mean, it is lower on the lower side. But here, let me show you what my probes are if I just touch them together. See, it's like 0.1. So we're basically measuring 0.1, which is basically 0. So it means we have a capacitor somewhere. Should we even pull off? I don't want to pull a scene sig off, actually. Let's just go straight to doing voltage injection. And I need my my thing, whatever, infrared camera. But we're going to do voltage injection. Yes, Bob, do you want to know all about that? So voltage injection is basically the process of injecting a low voltage, higher current into the shorted area of the board. And what will end up happening is that that current will try to find its way back to ground. And so whatever component is shorted back to ground will start heating up. And then we look at it under a thermal camera, and it will show us where the short is. Now, sometimes it will go through some other components to get there, and so you'll see other things heating up, so you kind of have to, follow the rabbit hole a little bit. But hopefully it's going to be something simple like a capacitor, because a lot of times the capacitors are tied from positive voltage to ground, and those will just crack. What thermal camera do I have? So I have this thermal camera. It's strapped to the bottom of my microscope. It is a FLIR 1 Pro. I have a link inside the video description on what it is exactly, but it's made to hook to a cell phone, but then I just hook wires on it, and that way it mounts there, and I don't have to like hold it. And then I hook my cell phone up on this little mount I have off to the side over here. You can't see it, but and then I just cast it over to the monitor so y'all can see it. So I need to get that set up real quick. And so let me turn it on. And I don't have a chat window that has the FLIR 1 Pro on there, but maybe I can copy it and move it over there. So while that's booting up, yep, okay, so while that's booting up, we got it. So thermal camera is right here. Is it working? Yep. We'll turn on the side view. Okay, perfect. So the area that we want to inject voltage in is we're just going to use this current sense resistor, but then we're going to monitor the board everywhere else, right? So we're just going to kind of move around and then look what's getting hot. And then we'll use this other camera so you can see the injection tool I'm going to be using. You can use a power supply for this. Knocking stuff off. So here are the 2 different devices I have. This is just a cheap power supply. You could use that. Sorry, you can use that. Or I'm just going to use this stupid short killer thing. This thing is so stupid, but what I like about it is it beeps. So I usually use it. So I'm just going to put this down there very low. So based on what you're measuring, right? So we measured the ohms rating at like 0.2. So that's almost like a dead wire, short wire. So you don't need a lot of voltage. I'm going to put it down to like 0.5. You know, it doesn't matter because it's going to be pulling an amp or two just by doing that. And then we'll put one side on ground. So I have a probe and I'm just going to find a ground. I'm just going to clip that on there. And then now I can just put this wherever I want. And that will inject voltage at that point. And then we can see what heats up. Capiche? So everyone kind of understand what we're doing? I have no current limit, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to short out the ground, okay? So here's the ground. If I just tap it for a second, it goes to about 8 amps at 0.5. So because I have it set at 0.5 volts, then it maxes out about 8 amps. If I had it at like a volt, then it will go to like 15 amps. But I don't need a current limit. I just set the low voltage and it's fine. So yeah, that's not important. I know that some people inject higher voltage and then just limit the current, but it's the same thing as watts, right? So I times V equals, is that right? Yeah, I times V equals P. Okay, so we're gonna inject here, ready? So we're pulling 2 amps. You think anything's getting hurt right now with 2 amps at half a volt? No. And even if it was going straight to the CPU, which, do we feel like something's getting hot on the other side? Even if it's going straight to the CPU, it's not gonna hurt anything because I can handle more than a volt anyway. So I'm just gonna hold that there. We're gonna move around, start moving around. And some of this stuff is reflections. So if I just tilt the board, I see something over here, but that's near my ground, but it might be on the other side of the board. So we'll flip it over in a second. We're just looking around over there. Let me move my hand out of the way. That's all looking good. So the only place that I see warming up is actually in this top corner near where I grounded out. So let's flip it over. So the area in question is this corner. And we have a heatsink on here, so we may or may not be able to see it, but I'm going to try it again, and we will inject the voltage at, do we have a spot on this side we can do it? Oh yes, we could do it on the input of one of these power supplies. Let me find a shorted area on these power supplies, and then we'll just do that. This should be shorted, right? Yep, so which side's the ground side? So this side is measuring at 0.2, and this side is measuring at 0.08. So we know that this side's ground, this side's the positive, and that's the shortest side. So that's where we're going to be injecting it. And then I will move back out of the way so we can see if we got heat over here. That's a reflection. So it was just that ground. We're going to have to pull the heatsink, guys. You know what's underneath this heatsink probably? My favorite stuff. My favorite stuff in the whole wide world. These are all reflections. Is it under the memory? Is it the memory? Let me take the memory out. That's funny, the other day, didn't y'all see that video? There was a shorted stick of memory. You know what's, well, I don't know if it's good or bad. So DDR5 memory, now instead of supplying 1.2 volts to power the DDR4, the DDR5 has its own kind of power supply circuit on here. So the motherboard will supply 5 volts to this, and then it has its own circuitry here. And so we could have a shorted memory. That would be weird. 2 in a row. Not in a row, but okay, let's try again. Nope, short's still there. Short's still there. Memory's out. Okay. Keep looking. Is there heat under here? Is that heat on the other side of the board? Or is that just a reflection again? Now we can crank the voltage up to make it hotter, right? Create more heat. But usually 1 amp is plenty. See, I tilt the board and the shadows go away. Tilt the board. That's usually how I do it. All right, I'm going to go up a little bit. Going up. And if this doesn't work, then we're going to take the heatsink off. Because it's probably going to be under the heatsink. 108. Yeah, see 108, and it didn't go down when I released. 113. This is the HDMI port. Super reflective. I'm going to flip it back over. We're going to do it over here one more time. I mean, it really looks like it's heating up over here, doesn't it? It is. For Rizzle. You ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we found it. So it's definitely there. Definitely here. But can you see it? Is it one of those guys? I mean, usually it's more pinpoint. That's so diffuse, so it has to be on the other side of the board. Although when we flipped it over, maybe it's under that heatsink. So what we're looking for, if it is like a Easy Pizza, what everyone keeps calling things Easy Pizza because there's Soren who does another repair channel. He does, if it's something really easy like a capacitor that's cracked and you replace it, he calls it an Easy Pizza. So that's the inside joke clarified for you guys. But anyway, so is it one of those? I don't think so. Because it doesn't look bad enough to me. I mean, it looks a little weird, but... So here's what we'll do is I just take a little bit of alcohol and you can put it on here like that. And then you would see it bubble off if one of these were getting hot. I'm going to pull the heatsink off, guys. All right, let me check the comments. Is someone missing? Am I missing anything? Oh, go to the infrared again. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So I'm holding it on here. It's getting warm, but it's diffuse, so it has to be on the other side of the board. Usually it'd be like a really pinpoint of light. And it's not even getting super hot, so 96 isn't super hot. But where is that located exactly? It's like right there. So if I flip the board over, it's like right, yeah. It's, this might be good news, actually. And I think JFix nailed it. Okay, so my prognosis is, JFix, are you here with me on this one? Low side MOSFET on the, whatever this is, CPU, right? Is this the CPU side? It's the low side. So basically the way that they, you create another power supply is basically you have a high side MOSFET and a low side, and then the coil, the output of it's going to be in the middle, and it's pulsing voltage, you know, it does a PWM, and then one side actually hooks to ground. And so if the low side's shorted out, it will short straight to ground and will cause that, and it 100% protects the CPU, and there's nothing wrong. If we change out that GPU MOSFET or CPU MOSFET or whichever one it is, and it should be good. And let's pop this open. So I'm going to take the fan connectors off. Look at this. Why'd they put the fan connector way over here? They're like, we need to put a fan connector in, guys. Okay, yeah, just put it over there in that corner. We don't have any more room. Oh my gosh. I don't know who designed this. This is funny. Okay. JFix is awesome. He knows what he's doing. You know, I joked about like doing a repair based on just having ChatGPT or whatever, an AI engine, tell me what to do as my steps. But what would be even funnier is to have the chat, you tell me exactly what to do, and I just be the, the bot where I don't know what I'm doing. Why is this coming off so easy? What? This, normally it sticks on there. If you've ever taken a heatsink off, it is like fused on there, and you have to rock it back and forth because you don't want to just pry it because you'll bend the pipes. It just came, it's moving super easy. Ah, and they de-liquid metaled it. Yes! I don't like liquid metal. So if you're used to seeing my videos, the M16R1 was always shipped with liquid metal, gallium-based liquid metal. It gets everywhere, and it's super conductive, and it gets everywhere, but it can transfer heat really well, and so that's why gaming laptops use it. But this one, they switched on the R2, they switched to just regular thermal paste, I guess. This board is not even close to low end, I mean high end. This board is so thin. Like, normally a gaming laptop has a really thick board. Let me grab a M16R1 board. Okay, here's an M16R1. That's an R2. Look at this thing. And it's thick. It is like, I don't know. Let's see if we can crank this in here. Thickness-wise, we're looking at, you know, a few more layers at least, another 0.5 mil. So this to me is not, this is like a low-end machine. This is like a 14-inch, or not even a high-end gaming machine. Like the M16 R1s come with like 4090s. You can get an RTX 4090 in this damn thing. This one, I don't know if they would offer it with that, but anyway, that's weird. Just another weird thing. All right, so we have a short. I'm thinking it's going to be one of these. So what I was talking about, and what JFix was probably telling everybody about, because he's good at doing this stuff too, is that we have, oh, it's a GPU on the side, by the way. Sorry, I thought it was the CPU. So we have a GPU here. We have power stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we have 6 power stages powering this GPU. Most of these are probably going to be in parallel, so they're all going to be pumping juice in at the same time. We can kind of see the output here, output here, output here, output here. Those are all together, these 5, and this one's its own, okay? So what ends up happening is you'll have 5 of these together, they're all pumping juice, and then these MOSFETs are right here responsible for taking the 20 volts and reducing it down to whatever the GPU is going to use, 1 volt, 1.3 volts, whatever it wants to use. And it will, these things will go out, because there's actually a pair of MOSFETs in here, and one high side, one low side. So if one of these is shorted to ground, then it will actually short right through it and get hot. So let's inject voltage and take a look that way and see if it's one of those. If it's on the low side, then we're good. Infrared camera, we don't even need that much voltage anymore. And we'll go back to, is it this? There she blows. Number 2, right? Number 2. So if I just put alcohol in it, it will help you see it. But a lot of times, like, you can't tell if it's a really tiny component. We can tell on this one, but we can see that it starts evaporating away. Well, not really. If I crank it up a little bit more, but we can tell that this is the one, right? So this one, yep. So we figured it out. So this is the one we're going to have to remove and replace. And do we have a new one? That would be the question. What is the number? NCP 3130 something? It's a 3152 Aeon. I don't have new ones of those, I don't think, but we can check. And if not, then we can do it off a donor. It's fine. Oh, wait. Sorry. Wrong camera, guys. Ugh. It's hard to one-man this. Okay, so it's the second one, and right there, yeah, see 30, 31, 52. So that's going to be our chip that we need to replace. So this guy got lucky. So multiple things to think about on this. So what usually happens when you have a MOSFET, one of those power stages that fail, high side, low side, that we were talking about, right? It feeds to the CPU, okay? If the high side shorts out, right, then you have the 20 volts coming through here and just short straight through and then go straight through the CPU or GPU and then kills it, okay? If you have the low side short out, then it comes through and actually shorts straight to ground. And so the ground, and then that's why the chip's getting hot. That's how we know it's low side, because if it was high side, the GPU would be getting hot, okay? So, very good, very good. So let me look and see if we have one real quick, and then we will continue. Is everyone having fun? That was pretty cool. It's only cool if I fix it, right? What do we got? What's this? 21, 30, 21. That's not it. Remember, any donations that go on this stream will help pay for this guy's repair. So I'm not going to take it. I'll just give it straight to the guy. All right, 30, 31, 60. What was the number? I don't remember now. I don't remember. 55, 30, 30, 52, 30, 31, 52, or 303, 152. Yeah, thank you. Just leave that in there. We'll pin that comment. So this is a 60. It's a 3031 60. That's not it. And here's a 3021 55. And these I didn't put a note on it, but I don't think that's it. Those aren't it, and those aren't it. Okay. So those are all the ones I have new. $31.52. All right, let me grab a donor board. These are all donor boards back here, by the way. Here is one. These might have it on there. This one already has some stuff stolen. Those are 2155s. That's not going to work. That's no bueno, right? Well, this would be no fun if I can't find one. You know what I mean? That kind of takes the thrill out of this whole operation. I wonder if somebody could search some schematics for me. Like, sometimes it's easier just to search a bunch of schematics and find what machines take it, and then I can find it that way. I'm just looking through some recent gaming laptops. This one is going to be a newer machine, so a lot of times they're using chips that I don't have because it's a newer machine. We could take this chip off, because remember what we talked about? We said, hey, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are all tying the outputs together, and then we could probably take that one off and it would still start up and work. It won't run. I mean, we wouldn't finalize it like that, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep looking for a few more boards, but I'm trying to think of something, the newest board I have, because this is a 2024 or something. I don't know if it tells me. It's not telling me. But yeah, I think this machine just came out, I feel like. So I don't, this thing should have been a warranty. What, I should have checked that. Oh my gosh. This thing should have been in a warranty. You're killing me here. If he didn't, I didn't check it because when someone sends it to me, I'm just like, well, you obviously would know if you have a warranty or not. Oh, give me a second. I'm going to look up his service tag. Wow. Okay, put the screwdriver down and back away from the laptop because this has a warranty until August of 2025. No, it won't void his warranty because it's not against the law, but we just need to put it back together and make it look like we didn't take it apart. I'm not going to solder anything on it. I cannot believe that. That is nuts. That drives me crazy. That someone would send something to me that's under warranty. God. Okay, well, but we figured it out. We figured it out. Yeah, it's just a month. So he's going to have to get on it right now. Maybe he thought that was done. I'll call him in a little, not tonight, but I'll call him tomorrow. So we'll set this aside. Oh, we didn't deal with the screw thing. What was the screw bet or guess? We can count those real quick, just for fun, before I put them away. And everyone who's just joining, this is an M16R2. I know I got to keep saying that, but and it ends up that this thing's under warranty. But we did figure out that it has a bad MOSFET on the GPU, and I'm not going to try to repair it because I don't want to mess it up. So he can actually get it repaired through Dell. And it's not voiding his warranty. I know that everyone says that. It's against the law to have a void warranty if opened thing on there. I don't know if everyone knows that or not, but that's 100% against the law. Okay, so no counting. You just say it. Yep. All right. Wow, it's exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who said 35? We got some 36. Oh, we got test is the winner! Yay! I don't know what to congratulate him with. Is there a way to congratulate him? There you go. His message gets pinned to the top. Congratulations, Test. You won. 35 is the guess. Okay, that was fun. And ridiculous. What should we do next? What do y'all want to do? I'm open. Oh, you want to see another BIOS repair? Oh, I'm just kidding. What's the thickness solder that you usually apply when changing caps in MOSFETs? I don't know about thickness, but I apply enough for it to stay down and then usually squeeze out the extra. If it's a MOSFET, you want to make sure it's sitting all the way down because it needs to dissipate heat. I have a hard time believing it, but I'll take your word for it since I haven't serviced stuff. But are you sure it's a phase change and not a shiny thermal pad? Haha. What are we talking about? On the thing that's on here right now? Or are you talking about other? Oh, you're talking to him, sorry. I'm bad at reading comments. Oh my gosh. Okay, choice. So I choose. You want me to choose? G15 was the second thing. Like, I have no desire to work on it, but it's up to you guys. This is all for fun, regardless. I could go grab a random one from back there too. Or, better yet, is someone in the chat right now that has their laptop in for repair? That would be even more fun. If someone is here and has their laptop here, I will grab it. Yeah, a couple weeks ago this happened. We were working and we worked on a machine, finished it up, and then somebody was in there and was like, I wonder if you will work on it live. And then I was like, what, you have a laptop here? So I went and grabbed it and we fixed it. So anybody? That'd be kind of cool. Oh, it was Greg, I think. Yep, it was Greg. We were giving him a hard time too. It was like, Greg, why did you have this like this? Oh, he was totally stoked though. He was happy. And I think he got 20 bucks off or something too because y'all donated money. Number 2 next. Yeah, I guess we can just do that G series. So your G15 R7 has a keyboard that works in the BIOS but not in Windows issue. Well, if you're having that issue, if you go into Windows and check your device manager and see if you have an unknown USB descriptor, then most likely it will be that choke issue. And the chokes they don't cost very much. Would warranty be void from the liquid metal paste was changed? They can they can have excuses. So I mean, it's not going to add to anything. Like, I'm going to put this thing back together and make it look like I never took it apart, and so hopefully that will make it where they can't say, well, you opened this up. But they should warranty regardless, because the failure doesn't have anything to do with if someone opened it up on this particular machine. You want liquid damage? I hate liquid damage. I don't know, like, and I have no desire, like, even when I'm watching like Soren videos or Louis Rossmann videos, his older ones or whatever, liquid damage is the most boring, stupid thing for me. It's just like, because it's just like, wow, there's a bunch of corrosion here. Let's clean this up. Let's change out all these components right here. You know, it's like, okay, cool. And then a lot of times it's random, so you don't know if that's the only thing that's blown or not, because it's so unreliable. But I will do it if. And you have proof, video proof. Yeah, video proof. Okay, I will grab the second winner first, and then if that one, most of the time those are just bad, because it's a Ryzen Edition, it always has really bad CPUs and GPUs. We are grabbing the G15 5515 Ryzen Edition. Okay. All right. All right, new day, new laptop to repair, and this time we have a G-Series, it's a G5515. This is the Ryzen Edition, and this was sent in to me because, why? What did he say? He said he took it to another repair shop, and they advised him that the GPU was overheating and blew R22 and 330 chips next to it. I don't know what that means, but cool. Let's do it. All right, yeah, pretty chunky. So this is a G-Series. So if you're not used to a G-Series, these are basically plastic Alienwares. And it's a 5500, so it's basically a 5000 series, but they have Alienware motherboards in them. So they're either the lower end Alienware or sometimes they'll have the higher end Alienware boards in them, but they're exactly the same board as, like, this would be the same as like an M15R7, I think, motherboard. So, but they said the GPU is overheating. Let me reset my power meter because it's still off. We need to reset the charger. So let me do that real quick. Got to unplug it. Plug it back in. Okay, we're back up and running. Okay, can it run Crysis? Well, this definitely can run Crysis. Okay. But that used to be the joke, right? Can it run Crysis? I had an old machine that had dual 9800 GTXs running an SLI, and the machine was like that thick. It was an old XPS. All right. So we are going to, first we're going to try to see if it turns on. I hate when there's overheating issues because it's like, you know, like, what do? You just like clean it out, you change out the things, and you test it, and then is it shutting off or what is it doing? Okay, so it's not turning on. So let's plug in the power, see if it pulls any current or anything. 0.01. Now this is very important, okay? 0.01, it did not go to 0.02, so usually it should go up to 20 milliamps. So right now it's just sitting at 10 milliamps. That probably is not going to do it, but we will see. All right, so we're going to press the power button. And while opening the lid, it started pulling some current. So I guess, is it working? Did they say? So the GPU overheated, blew R22 and 330 chips. So 330s, are those capacitors they're talking about? But anyway, it's pulling current. It's trying to come on. It's going to go through a startup process where it's pulling a little bit more current, a little less. As long as it's moving around, we're good to go, and it's not a BIOS issue. I put a reset button on my power meter. So the way my power meter works is that I just plug a Dell charger into the back of it. That way I can plug anybody's charger into it. So I don't know if you can see off to the side. This is just a Dell charger plugged in the back, has a regular barrel jack. And so if someone sends in their 330 or they send in their adapter, I plug it into the meter and then I'm able to see the same thing, but able to test with there. So reset button on the power meter does not do anything. I want to put a reset button on my charger that plugs in the wall. Just have like a button. I was going to add it to my little, streaming pad here that I can turn it off. Fan spinning up. I can hear it. Do we have a BIOS issue? Oh, is it? No, it's still moving around, so it can't be a BIOS issue. But this is sure is taking a long time. Now, a lot of times when we have a BIOS issue, guys, and there's a lot of people who have seen this, but a lot of people haven't. But what will end up happening is it will turn on and it will hang at a certain current. So if we're looking at it right now, the current's going up and down. You got 1.13, you got 1.66, we got 0.86. So as long as it's moving around, we know that it's crunching some numbers, right? The BIOS is just a chip that stores the firmware for the machine. It talks to the EC chip and talks to the chipset and things like that. And it is what starts up the machine. It's really the UEFI. We still use the old term BIOS, but yeah, bad RAM. We'll reset the RAM. I think that's our next step. But I can hear the fan a little bit, and we're not getting any blink codes. Well, there's not really a light to blink besides maybe the caps lock on this machine. Where's the power button on this? Oh, it's in the keyboard. So sometimes there's a light on the side on this one. Oh, there is. Let's see. I think that's a light. Right here, that thing. But I don't see it blinking anything. Can you hear the fan? Yeah, so it's just staying on, not really doing anything, but still moving around, right? We hope it's not a BIOS issue, because those are boring, and we do them too often. You hear the rain. Ah, it's like rain. The fan spinning on this G series is like the rain. It puts me in a relaxing state. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. It's not doing anything. We let it sit long enough. We're going to open the bottom up. Let's open the bottom up and take a look inside. Oh, yeah, I should have checked the caps lock key. It was lit up. Sorry, JFix. Let's get it. So we're going to go back and go with JFix because he's running this show on this one, okay? He's going to tell us what to do next. So we're going to power it on, and we're going to see if the caps lock works. And so what we're doing by testing that is we need to figure out if the machine's running, right? So a question I'll ask a technician whenever I hire them, I say, okay, the screen doesn't come on a laptop. How do you, or what do you test next, right? So you need to figure out if the machine's actually running and it's not getting a display, or if the machine's not even posting. And so a way to test that is to actually hit the caps lock key here, or the num lock if you have a num lock key, which this one does. And you want to see if it's responding. So if that's responding, then you know the machine's running and just not getting a picture. So that's not doing anything. What next, JFix? It just shut off when I unplugged it, by the way. Is the battery plugged in? I don't know if the battery's plugged in. Doesn't seem like it. All right. And this one goes in the trash. What's next? Oh my gosh. I love the humor. I love it. All right, so this G15 Ryzen Edition is not posting. And is it under warranty? Is it under warranty? No, there's no way it could be under warranty, could it? I cannot see it though. Yeah, it's a 2021 machine. Unless they have extended warranty, it ain't happening. So, no, It's not under warranty. I do declare. I do declare. All right, and the bottom is off. Oh, okay. Someone's been artistically drawing on here. What is, what is going on here? Okay. So this marker goes with this, and this one goes with this, and these two go with these. And this one goes over here. And these are just for accent. I don't know. And then we have another pair over here. I think someone's been opening this up artistically. Okay. So what do we do next, JFix? Do we plug in the battery? Do we see if it runs on battery? Should I grab a test battery? I think I have a test battery for this. What does this say? I mean, it powers on, so I don't think it's going to be a battery issue. Oh, we can see it has 1 stick of RAM. I'm going to just take the RAM and move it over. RAM is an easy thing to try. So I'll just move it over here, or we can replace it. We'll move it over here first. Should we see what brand it is? That looks like a really good brand. You guys seen those memory chips before? SP? Are those good? Oh. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to put this off to the side because I've never heard of that in my life. Silicon power, is that it? Is that good? Here, how about I put some Dell memory in there? This one has a Dell serial number on it. I like it. Silicon power. Power within your hand. All right, I plugged the battery back in. We put another stick of memory in, but we used the other slot. And go. Okay, we got some current draw, and we'll just let it do that little fun thing. Takeo, thanks for the donation. You've encountered a Dell laptop that could not access a motherboard fully. I had an old HP Pavilion back in the day. That could not access the motherboard fully. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You're talking about like the BIOS or something, or all the different components on the motherboard? Clarify that. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Silicone rubber bands, pop. Okay. Darren, I am starting to enjoy live streams. I'm not a public speaker. I don't like talking in front of people, but this is actually, I have fun with this. So, and I'm hoping you guys have fun. I try to make it entertaining. So hopefully we can fix this G15. I don't know. Oh, is that current draw a little higher? It went up to 2, well, we have the battery plugged in, but 2.1, 2.66. Keep an eye on that while I look at the chat. Darren, there was a Darren in there. Oh, this is very entertaining. Well, thanks. Pavilion is a piece of junk. Well, maybe. I know that there has to be some junky ones, and there are probably some good ones. But and the Inspiron is pretty bad, too, because they're just consumer laptops. Yeah, I'm going to let this sit for a little bit longer. I feel like we're almost going through a BIOS reset still, or a CMOS reset. Any caps lock? Not happening yet. And I'm just going to wait. We're going to let it... Do we have a blink yet? Well, we have a light on the side, but that's the charge light. So I'm just going to let that blink code work. The highest was 2.67, and then we got some 2.5s. Okay, so just, yeah, keep an eye on that. Press any key to get out of suspend. Yeah, that's a wake-up thing. That's talking to the EC chip. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, could you replace the RAM on that darn laptop without breaking the keyboard frame. Which model was it again? Or was it on the Pavilion you were talking about? Because, yeah, there is some weird ones that were hard to take apart to even get to some of the stuff. I've never opened an HP in my life, so I have no idea. Yes. Dell used to use other manufacturers. I remember back in the day, I got a Winbook. I've seen a Winbook, and it was exactly the same as a Dell in the 90s. It was exactly the same machine. Just they were, I guess, having Winbook, or the same factory that built Winbooks together. Check R22. R22, go! I don't know where R22 is, but we will have to look for it. So I was just going to let this sit for a second, but it doesn't look like it's doing anything different, and it just kind of is doing this thing that kind of looks like a BIOS. It still looks like a BIOS, kind of, because it does doing that repeating loop, you know? Oh, I don't like it. I mean, luckily on these, they're so easy to do the BIOS on. So easy. You know why? Because this is an AMD, and there's no ME region. There's no... Bob, you got a repair here? All right, we got somebody who has a repair here. That's your repair number. Okay, well, I will see if I can find it. I have something in my throat. Let me get some water. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, what I was saying is that these AMDs are really easy to write the BIOSes to because it's just a single file. You write it right to it. So I just take Dell's download, I extract the BIOS region, just write it right to the chip. Boom, Bob's your uncle, done. So we could try that on this one, or we could go to R22. We got to figure out what R22 is at 330. Sounds like the other technician knows exactly. They diagnosed it already. Just fix the damn thing. Okay, all right. Sorry, I got something in my throat. I don't know where R22 is. We'll have to pull the board out in order to get there. Should we look at Bob's? Let me see what Bob's is real quick. Let me pull up his ticket. 25639. Give me a second. Ah, Bob. Yes. Bob has a M17R3. Here, I'm going to put it in the chat here. Okay, so Bob has an M17R3. Soda was spilled on the power button and keyboard, no power. And he also wants me to check the modem. Now, Bob, I don't think those things have modems, so we can check something that maybe resembles a modem, like a Ethernet port or something like that. We can do that. We could do that. That's another spill. So people wanted to see a spill really bad, so that might be a good one. That's another gaming laptop. Check the. I think you're spoofing me with that check the modem thing, but it might be the Wi-Fi card, right? Yeah, Bob says the Wi-Fi card. Okay, so he wants me to check the Wi-Fi. It's on that one side, and so I need to do a poll because this is a democracy, right? So we need to figure out what laptop to work on next, and then we need to say finish this one. All right. Oh, sorry. Okay, got that done. All right, how about it, guys? Yeah, random one. I like the random ones. It seems more entertaining. I mean, it's not like I'm betting anything anyway. I'm just putting them all up there and then we'll do whatever. But we will see momentarily. Bob's modem laptop. Bob's modem laptop's kind of winning right now. I was thinking this would be fun is like people join in every week, and then if your laptop's here, we work on your laptop live. I think that'd be kind of a cool one to do. And then everyone donates to help pay for it, and I don't know, just something fun as a community thing. This BIOS one, yeah, pretty boring. Yes, I'm tired of doing BIOS. If the BIOS is right here on top, then it's cool, because then we can just do it. But I think the BIOS is on the bottom. The BIOS. So this BIOS chip is only 16 in size. You can see the next numbers, 25Q16. All right, is it 16? Yeah. And so that's going to be for the video card, a graphics card, and then the other BIOS chip should be right here, probably on the other side of the board. So we're no-go on trying the BIOS quickly. We'll have to pull the whole board out. The 330s probably is what this person was talking about. Is going to be one of these tantalum capacitors, probably near the GPU. And if they're saying they might have a burn over there or something like that, but this ramp up and ramp down, it's not going to be something that's going to be quick and easy. We're going to have to try to do a few different things. Finish this one. Yeah, we'll vote if you want to finish that one. We'll do it. BIOS. I think we've done too many BIOSes in these streams anyway. So, and I'm putting a BIOS video out tomorrow, by the way. So if you want to see one of those, be tomorrow. Bob's your uncle, you mean? Yep. How many votes we got? We got 792 people in this stream, and we only have 173 votes. Come on. This is for you. I'm going to do all this tomorrow. So if you want to see something done, this is your opportunity to vote, okay? I vote for not this one. That's my vote. Yeah, BIOS nightmares. I don't know. I see so many of them, but talk to some other computer shops. JFix, you fix a lot of computers. Do you see a lot of BIOS issues? I mean, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, I must do at least 3 a week. I mean, I guess 3 or 4. I don't know. Have you ever fixed a laptop with urine spill? Okay. All right. Yes, 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 yes. You missed it. You missed it. JFix, you're my man. 56K modem. Boom. So JFix just donated towards the Bob's modem laptop fund. So any donation goes towards Bob's laptop there if we end up working on his and get it fixed. You're the man, JFix. Yeah, so I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, yes, with the urine spills. Yeah, so if you look through my video, the videos, probably like 5 or 6 videos ago at least, there was one that came in that was covered in urine. I had to put gloves on. It was the stinkiest thing I'd ever dealt with. Then I found a cockroach leg and a body, and I started, you know, just kind of joking about it. And then it ended up being filled with bed bugs. So have at it. Have fun. Watch that video if you want to see one that's covered in urine. All right. I'm going to close the poll in a second. We got 241 votes. 10 seconds left. All right, we got another $20 donation towards Bob's laptop. Appreciate that. And Bob appreciates that too. All right, I think we're going with Bob's laptop. Poll is closed. Okay, look at that. Finish the G series. The Spill laptop from original. That one's getting very low votes. Okay, Bob. Let's do it. Okay. So Mr. Bob, let me make sure you don't have any stuff here. Okay. Mr. Bob has, oh, Jay fixed another donation? All right. And Jason, thank you. All right, so Bob's laptop is a M17R3. And what was wrong with it was spill, right? And we can look at the note again. What about Bob? So spilled on power button and keyboard, no power, check modem. And we're talking about the Wi-Fi card, but I probably have a 56K modem that we can hook up in there, right? And you can get some super fast dial-up. Should we even turn this on, Bob? Is it safe? I mean, if you know it has a spill, what is it? What'd you spill on it? Paul, thank you. Bob's gonna thank you too. Michael, thank you. I don't even know if I want to turn this on. Oh, it's crunchy. Oh, it's crunchy. What did you spill on it, Bob? I don't know. I want you to hear this. Here we go. It's like crunchy. Oh, yeah, there's something in there. All right, it's delicious. Have y'all seen this shirt? It's a pretty funny one. I put a link inside the description if you wanted to buy one of these shirts. Okay, so we have this M17R3, Bob spilled on it. I'm not even gonna try to turn it on because we know that we have something in here. It's gonna be sugar, right? Oh yeah, soda, that's right. And soda meaning like Jack and Coke soda. yeah. Oh, we hit it at the same time, Jack and Coke. So I'm just gonna open the bottom right off the bat. We'll take a look inside. Yeah, soda's mostly corn syrup and dries out. And then I learned the trick. I think Soren, doesn't he say to use like water instead of alcohol to clean that? Just Coke, okay. All right, so we have just Coke in here. Delicious, nutritious. Soap and water, yeah. Should I start heating up the ultrasonic cleaner? I probably should. What's going on with these screws here? I think these screws were put in on the wrong side of this, by the way, Bob. They're like, they weren't on the cover, they were like underneath. So, that's okay. All right, the bottom is off. Take a quick look around. I'm gonna unplug this battery real quick. It's definitely sticky. And this is just a little cover that protects the board. So we have definitely evidence of a spill. I'm going to take this back cover off too. It's a rear cover. Let me guess, laptop repair. Yes. So if you're just joining in, this is an Alienware M17R3. This is a spontaneous repair at this point because this Bob inside the chat said he wants us to work on his repair. And this is Bob's laptop. And we're calling it his modem laptop. He spilled soda on it. Oh, it's stuck on there. Unless it's these secret screws. I hate those secret screws. Yes, ultrasonic cleaner. Let me go, I'm gonna have to warm that up too. Let me push the buttons on that. Probably should change the water though, which is another whole process. Ah, okay. Yeah, let me turn on the ultrasonic cleaner real quick. All right, that's warming up. Okay. All right. Just looking to see if we have any fun sticky stuff in here. A little stuff right there. See some residue there. So that means we had it spill on the board on the back here. We do see some corroded stuff right off the bat. And that resistor does not look it looks no bueno. That's fine. This is probably fine, but this one right here we'll probably end up replacing. These are all diodes on data lines of some sort. Oh, this is the USB-C, so these are going to be those diodes that are on the communication lines. So those are probably messed up, possibly. What else we got? I can't remember what that chip is, but it goes to the display port, so we're assuming that has something to do with that. All right, and then the LCD connectors right here. We have a nice, thick, gooey stuff right here. So we are going to unplug this. I want to pull this board out anyway. We're going to take a look underneath it. This board, these things are so easy to take apart. I love this machine. I love it. I love it. We have this interposer that takes a little bit of time to take out. Nope, 2 screws. Very easy. But it's very fragile. I've shown these in the past, but when you take one of these interposers out, Bob, if you ever have to do this, you don't destroy it like this. There's our sign. That's really bad. So we might have an EC issue. This thing ties to the EC, by the way. So this interposer has a bunch of pins, and what it does is when you screw it onto the board, I'm trying to get positioned, it makes contact with these pads, and then makes contact with those pads and goes to the daughter board that's off to the side, okay? But what we're seeing here is that we have a bunch of charred or burnt or, my microscope's messed up here, okay. Charred or burnt, corroded, bent, this one's bent. Bob, did you open this up? Did you open this up or have someone else open it up? Or was this just how it was? Did we get a spill on here and then it like burned up that piece? Because that would be really bad. Bob's thinking about it. He'll let me know. He'll be honest, right? You gonna be honest? An honest customer? Bob's missing. Oh no, no Bob. Okay, well we'll keep going. We'll just assume that somebody had taken it apart. But anyway, so that interposer, we need to be very careful with it. Well, now it's trash anyway, so I'll have to replace that. Luckily, I have more. Okay, please try to be more careful with your liquids. Yes, Bob, please. Or at least have Jack and Coke, and not just have it just as Coke, right? Here's his NVMe drive. We are trying to fix this M17R3 on the fly. Let's do it. Bob is back. Okay, Bob, the question is, yes, you went inside, but did you take this interposer out? Did you remove this device? Because that's not, it looks messed up. I just don't know if it's part of the spill that caused that or not. Next time, just throw it in the trash. I forgive you, Bob. No, it's just evidence. I just want to figure out. Okay, cool. All right, so Bob did not remove that component, so that means that either we had a crazy power surge that went over there and actually arced across this, which I think is crazy. If we end up having that, then we definitely have some sort of EC issue, because this all ties together. I mean, we're going to look at this under a thermal camera in a second once we kind of get an eye on what we're looking at, because I want to see what's getting hot and what's not. So, which one of you is Bob? So Bob is the Bob, let's see. Bob, what is your Bob? Bob McKinney. That's our Bob. Can we tag him and make him kind of stick at top or something like that? I don't know how that works. Here we go. I'm gonna pin Bob at the top, and then you'll know that's Bob. So we're working on Bob's laptop, M17R3. And he spilt Coke on it. It was a virgin Coke. A virgin Cuba Libre. It was coffee. I thought you said it was Coke. All right, we're almost there. I told you it was easy to take this thing out. I'm missing a secret screw, I think. Secret screw is right here. Okay, he said coffee. Okay, well, I need to check my eyes. Oh my, gross. Moss damage. Okay, so we have coffee with sweetener. What do we like this? Look at this. So this is the DC jack. This is what supplies the 20 volts to the machine. And it plugs into the DC jack here. We see a lot of corrosion here. I think we could probably just clean that without replacing it. So we know that we had some sort of spill that like kind of went underneath the base and went across. These are all the protection MOSFETs that protect the board from getting damaged and shuts off the board. And then it goes through. So these run in pairs. Remember that first machine we were working on earlier? And I said, hey, I can't believe there's only one. I mean, a set of two. These are in pair in parallel, and these are in parallel, and then it comes out. So that's what I was hoping to see on a real gaming laptop, not just one and one. Okay, so we got that out. I think we can pull the board now. The Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi. Your modem looks okay. Your modem's right here. It's 56G. Now it's a donor board. No, I think this board's fine. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. But first we got to get it out of this machine. The modem. Bob's modem laptop. Okay, so we have... Bob, this thing is so dirty. Oh my gosh. Bobby, this thing is a little bit dirty. So that's dust. So I guarantee that if we open it up, it's going to be pretty, open the fans up. That is, we're going to have some fun dust bunnies. I just want to look underneath the board real quick. Call the Gooch Collector. So I don't see too much stuff spilled on here. It's kind of, if we're seeing if it got on the other side of the board at all. This is like sticky a little bit. There's a drop there. There's a drop there. Drop here. It went right on top of the keyboard, I guess, right? We're going to replace the palm rest too, then. Because if this keyboard's messed up, well, that feels okay. This is crunchy over here. Yeah, so we'll have to replace this palm rest and keyboard. And on these, they have such a really good, brilliant design. Wait, you can change the keyboard out on this one. Can you? Yes. All right, so we might be able to just replace the keyboard. Yeah, it looks like this one comes out. So they started making models where you can't take out the keyboard. So we'll have to replace the power button, or at least clean that up, and then we'll have to replace the keyboard. But first, we got to get the board working. So for this machine, we have let's see if I have a DC jack. We have a DC jack right there, and we have a power button somewhere, and we have a power button. Already ready to go. Why is that? Because I work on this stuff all the time. I want to see, I'm going to pull this heatsink off. Or no, let's look inside the fans. Let's look inside the fans. I wanted to see how dirty it is. Don't forget the modem. The modem looked fine if we're talking about the Wi-Fi card, the Wi-Fi. But if we're talking about the 56K modem or the 28.8, it doesn't work anymore. I have an ultrasonic cleaner warming up right behind me right now. So if we have to go that way, we're going to have to go that way. Paul Daniels in the house. He is the man. What's up there, Paul? So we're working on an M17R3 spontaneously. User in the chat says he has his repair here, so we're going to try to figure it out. He spilled a bunch of coffee on it. Roger Smith wants to know what a 56K modem is. Go. Everyone tell him. Okay, the fans look... Ugh. Doesn't look too bad. Need brighter. Yeah, it's not too bad. So it's actually better than I thought it was going to be. I'll blow it out in a second. I'll take this heatsink off. It's 56K modem is 2 times faster than a 28.8, and a 2400 baud is 10 times faster than a 28.8. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So if you grew up in the 90s, then you had dial-up, and 56K is the amount of data you're putting through in order to connect to the internet, and it was measured in kilobits per second, right? And so, you know, whenever you run out of your data plan and they throttle you, they put you down to 128K. So, you know what that feels like? It feels like double the speed of 56K. So, there you go. So, a lot of people have experienced it. They've went over their data plan, they got throttled by their carrier, and then they said, man, this is slow. Well, you went back to the 90s. All right. We have, it doesn't look too bad. This is factory thermal paste, which is very thick and whatever. But look at this. Did this just happen when I pulled it off? I wish we could have an instant replay on this. Hey, Gordon. Gordon just ordered a shirt. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Look at this, guys. Why is this thermal pad off the side? Yeah, you can tell it was already like that. Is that factory? That's no bueno is what it is. So this thermal pad is supposed to go all the way across, and what that does is it pushes down on these VRMs, which is the power stages for the GPU. And did we just see something? Ooh, we see destruction is what we see. Oh, Bob. Oh, Bob. We got some major ground control here. Well, it's not a what the F. We're not a W. I mean, it's not Dell's fault. He spilled something on here. Okay, is that factory? Oh yeah, You're talking about the pad. Yeah, I don't know, man, because it just looked like factory thermal paste. Yeah, it just looked like factory thermal paste for sure. Because it's usually just a pad they put across there. So yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Oh, it's dry. Ugh. Ew, gosh. Okay, don't worry, Bob. I got some good stuff. I will replace all of this if we can get this board working. And everyone's going to pay for it, right? Because everyone's donating. And we have this other thermal pad here. What is this thing doing? It's just hanging out playing Nintendo. What's up with that? Oh my gosh, we got another one. Another one. Another one. Oh, that's the one we saw before. We got something going on there. Okay, I think we are in major trouble because it really got where it doesn't need to go. This is your coffee. Let's see, is it Folgers? You got gourmet stuff, don't you? Oh, got some more stuff here. But that looks like thermal paste. We've got some more stuff here. This chip looks burnt right here on the... This looks burnt right here too. Or is that just a... It looks like it was actually conducting electricity and started jumping across, arcing across. So that looks like there might have an issue there. This is our muxing chip for our GPU and CPU. Tornadoes just donated $20 towards Bob's repair. I appreciate that. or Bob appreciates that. Well, Bob's going to need it because this board is effed up, man. Yeah, this is this looks like a donor board. This looks like a donor board. But I'll tell you what, you know, I could try to set him up with a board if we can get enough donations, because I can get him a board replacement. Because I don't know, I mean, we're going to replace that. Okay, cool, fixed it. We're going to replace these two. Awesome, those are working now. But you know, it's like all this stuff is tied together. And just seeing even this thing, when I saw that, I was like, this is pretty messed up. Seeing that arcing right there, man, this is crazy. We almost have 900 people viewing this catastrophe, Bob. 900 people can see that you spilled coffee on your laptop. That's pretty crazy, pretty incredible. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just going to measure around real quick. David Boone just donated $50 towards the Bob's Modem laptop replacement fund. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so awesome, so generous. Let's just measure real quick. I mean, I know that we're going to have shorts all over this place. I mean, I don't know what the whole point is exactly, but we're going to measure. We're going to be in continuity mode. Probes beep when we touch them together. We are going to measure the main power rail, which would be one of these guys. So we have a 0.2 short on one side and a 0.0. So this is ground on this side, and this is going to be probably the same as this. It is. Okay, so what we're measuring here, just so you don't, so you know, when I'm measuring across a capacitor like this is actually on the main power rail, so the laptop has 20 volts going in. And this capacitor, before it goes and powers this and powers the GPU, it's going to put one of these capacitors across that entire 20 volt rail. So we should have 20, this should be the 20 volt side, and this should be ground. But we're measuring a very low resistance, so we're measuring 0.2. And if I measure the output after this, I'm measuring the exact same thing, which means that one of these are shorted, and I can guess which one is shorted. It's going to be this one. So it's probably acting as a wire. So we can take this off and it will resolve that short. Man, the donations are coming in, Bob. Oh my gosh. Pat just donated $20, and Gustavo just donated $49, $49.99. You guys are awesome. This community, I can't even explain it. This is so awesome. So I don't know if we want to just kind of play around with this board a little bit and see what we can do. But let's see. Where's Bob? Let me find Bob's last message real quick. Where's Bob's last message? I wish it was easy to find these things. So what I want to do is I want to pin his last message here, because that's what people are telling me. There we go. Good. Let's do that. Pin it. Remove pin. And there we go. All right. Good. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for the donation. Bob is definitely, this is helping him out a lot. So let's play around with this. I want to show you right now. So we do have a short on the main power rail. What we can do is just take this MOSFET off, and then that will resolve this short. So that's what we're going to check right now. You remember how I showed you the difference across here? Like if I measure from what should be 20 volts and the actual CPU, we're getting basically 0. Whenever it says 0.1 like that, if I put my probes together, we're getting that same measurement. My probes have some sort of resistance in it because I'm not fancy and I don't have awesome equipment. One of these days I'll do something more, but I'm more focused on being able to show you guys stuff on the screen, so having a meter that will show it to you is more important. So let's just get this one removed, since we can do some soldering, and I'm sure you guys will love doing that. I'm just going to add a little bit of flux on this nastiness. That will help the solder flow. We're going to set our, actually I'm going to put a smaller tip on here. So I'm using a hot air station. I'm going to heat it up to 450C. I'm going to use 60% air. We're going to blow hot air on it, which is going to melt the solder and allow me to remove that component. And then that hopefully will resolve that short. Now we can sit here and go through and take off these components and replace them, but whether the chipset's damaged or the CPU's damaged, or the GPU's damaged, you know, that is probably a high likelihood, and we're going to spend a lot of time doing all that stuff. Now, Bob may have BitLocker on here, but he hopefully has it backed up in his Microsoft account. So that shouldn't be an issue. I deal with probably 10 of those a week at this point. All right, here we go. Hot air is on, or the vent is on, and then we're just going to heat up the area first. This is a very thick board. Chris just donated another $20 towards the Bob's Laptop Fund. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm just heating up the area gently, slowly. Bellissimo. Why would not clean the board first? Dude, bro. This chip is burned up. And I hate clean. Okay, so a number one rule, if you want to know a rule of working on a water damaged board or a liquid damage, don't clean the board first. Like, you can clean areas, but I would take pictures of it. You should know exactly what is damaged, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to clean it and be like, I don't know what's not working. Well, it's like you had an area that was all dirty. Like, say I went and cleaned this board and then sent it to another repair shop, they would have no idea what's wrong with it. All right, this is taking forever to heat up, and it's probably because this thing is fused to the board. Because we're rocking some major heat over here. I'm going to add a little bit more flux, see if I can get that solder to flow. Okay, I can see the solder starting to melt, but it still does not want to move, so I'm thinking that we have a welded pad on the bottom. So what that means, oh, no, it's coming. There we go, got it. So what I was worried about is, if you notice these pads right here, sometimes you'll have one of these on the chip and on the board, gets so hot that the metal melts and fuses together. So that's, well, we're glad that didn't happen. But we do see one pin that might be burned up. Is it just dirty? So now we can clean it, if you want to clean it. That pin's just a little bit dirty. I don't want to scrape it too hard. We're just going to try to get that off of there. Okay, toothbrush. Yep, so we're going IPA now. IPA, we're going to be drinking some IPA. Oh, let's check the short's gone. I bet it is, before I start cleaning it up. Because this one looks gummy, but I think it's our transfer over there. So we're going to check that resistor again. And the short is gone. So we did resolve one short. One short's gone, and that one's on the main power rail too, so that's good. Do you think this laptop turns on now? Couldn't you clean it before repairing it? I think I just explained that. So if you clean a board before you replace or repair the spots that are damaged from the liquid damage, you forget what is damaged. That's a rookie mistake, by the way. Yeah, 1 out of 100 shorts, go. Bob, I don't know how much money you got now, but you got a pretty good helping. I'm hoping to be able to get this board replaced for you. That's what I'm hoping for, because I doubt I'm going to be able to fix this. I want to get this pin. This pin's a little bit burnt. I don't know if it goes to anything, though. Do you see it? It doesn't really have a pad. It might go through a via. Might be able to just clean it and put some more solder on it. Sorta. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Just a happy little pad. So we'll wait to replace that. We don't need to replace it right now because we resolved one short. So the next thing is this one, these areas right here. So on this machine, I'm going to go to the overhead because I want to show you something. So these machines are really cool. These older, the M17, R3, and R4 is basically the same setup. I want you to look at how many power stages we have. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the CPU. And we got, on the GPU, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, not all of these are powering the GPU. Some of them are doing the VRAM, and I think it's these two on the end of the VRAM. And then we have, I think these are all doing that. I can't remember exactly what goes to what, but there's a lot. And it's distributing the load, right? So if you have one power supply or one MOSFET having to supply all the power, it will end up burning out. But if you have a bunch distributed out, so it doesn't have to pull as much, that's really good. So I do like the design. Also, these boards are pretty thick, and so they do dissipate heat. The only thing I don't like about these is they are dense with components, so that is a issue. So I wanted to look at those next components, which I couldn't remember what they are, what they go to. But you see the char on those? So do you think I should just clean that and be like, oh, hopefully it works? These are probably pretty good. If we clean it, maybe it will work. I don't know. No, that's not what we do. So we're gonna have to replace these. I mean, that's crazy char going on, right? There's not a burn hole in the actual chip itself, but that's some crazy char. Now let's measure to see if we have a short going through it. What GPU is on this board, guys? You're going to have to help me on this one. It is, where's the number? Oh, it's on the chip itself. I think it's like a 2070. It might be a 2080 Super or something like that. But we have a, so it's an N18E G1R MPA1. So search for that on the Goog, and then someone will put it in the chat. And then CPU is a, where are you at? It's an SRH80. So someone will put that in there too. All right, so this M17R3, it's a 2020 model, I think. So it's not even that old. But Bob put it to rest pretty quick with that cup of coffee. Let's see what year it is. The serial number tells me it's a 21. Is that right? Bob, did you get this in 21? I thought it was older than that. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's, no, it has to be a 21, yeah. Anyway, so I want to deal with these two components here, but I wanted to see if they're shorted through. I don't like to get sidetracked too much, guys. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the board's about $450, $500 pretty easily. That's a 2021, so that was right. So you can tell inside the serial number. I don't know. If you guys want to know this, I can tell you. I'm really good at reading these serial numbers, but so here's the serial number for the board. So we have the two numbers up front is going to be the country that was manufactured in. Can you guess what that country is? China. That's pronounced Gina. Then we have a dash. We have a 0, and then the next 5 digits is going to be the part number. So really, the whole 6 of it is the part number, but we usually just drop the 0 if it starts with a 0. Some new part numbers start with A. And then we have the next numbers here, which I can't remember what those are for. These right here are going to be the year, month, and day. So this number equates to the year. So it would be 2001, 2011, or 2021. That's what that 1 is. That's going to be the 5th month and the 4th day. This will sometimes be letters, so it has like using the hex alphabet type of thing, right? If it goes above 10, it goes into letters. And the rest of this is kind of just your serial number. So your whole thing is a serial number. So whenever I sell something, it's always going to have a Dell genuine serial number on it, and then I also scan this, and it stores in my database, and we keep track of all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Man, I cannot believe this. Now, this is something I would clean. If you want me to clean something, I'll clean this. Because that is not a component that I need to replace. Now, maybe it's something that ties to something else. But anyway, I need to go back to this because we were going to test this, and I want to figure out if these components are shorted. So I'm guessing that they are. Again, the input here, the main power rail is not shorted, and this is going to be the main power rail right here. That's going to be ground. But we probably have a short across here. What is this, the ohms rating on this? 0.2? 0.2. Okay, so these are going to be on that same setup over here. Interesting. Yeah, so all of these are together. So I'm going to replace all these anyway. So we replace that one and that one, that one. So these are AL00s. I have those. I would clean this. I would clean that. I would clean that. This looks fine. I would clean that. Oh God. Oh, Bob. It's under the VRAM. Can't talk. It's getting late. Yeah, so we would get all this stuff cleaned. I mean, there's really nothing we can do here. This is... Oh, okay. So we just keep taking components off. We resolve that short on the main power rail. We could plug in the power and see what it does after we clean this stuff. Let's just do that. Well, we'll have to take these components off, though, because they're burnt. Take those off. So we take those two off, clean this stuff, clean everything, put new ones on, and then see if it turns on? Is that what we're doing? Because I didn't really see anything else burnt when we kind of looked around. I only saw that those few MOSFETs were burnt. That's one expensive cup of coffee. Well, I mean, everyone's helping out, though. I mean, everybody, I appreciate everybody so much that you guys are doing this. Yeah, we're going to ultrasonic cleaner this after we clean all that up and replace those components. The odds are that there's going to be something else that's a little component. I mean, yeah, because you just keep looking around. I just took that little cover off. Hello, look at all that stuff right there. Look at that. I mean, see, you get down in here and you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to toothbrush all this off and I'm going to clean it. It looks great. Cool. It's awesome. But then you forget that this is a capacitor, so you'll be able to see it. But a lot of times you'll see a resistor that's totally covered up, and then you don't know that the resistor is blown, and it's a feedback resistor or something like that, or it feeds, you know, a line, power line or something like that. And then you have to go through and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to probe every resistor on the entire board. And it becomes this whole nightmare. So what I do is I'll just like focus in this area and say, okay, we're in this area. I'm going to focus on this area. So I'll go through and I'll clean this one area. And we'll clean it whatever we can. Scrape off what we can. And then we're going to measure all the components. Oh, and this leg just fell off. Unless this was a 5 leg. No, that's a piece of... God. Do you see what that is? Scream it if you know what this is. It looks like a rock. Part of the cap, that's right. So the cap right next to it, so this is a capacitor, it's a ceramic capacitor. I can actually see under the side of it that it's exploded. If I can get the right angle. You can kind of see the texture of it. No, maybe it's not. Kind of looks like it. Let me turn it around to this side. I might be talking out of my butt. I mean, it looks like a rock. It's crazy. But I originally thought it was the sixth leg on that, but it definitely doesn't have a leg. So I don't know what that is. It seems like it'd be that capacitor. We can just check to see if it's shorted. It looks cracked to me. And so if it's cracked, then it will just be like a shorted wire is what ends up happening. So we'll just measure across it. It's not shorted. That's amazing. Aren't you amazed? Is this bulging though? Can't tell if the pads, this whole area is bulging or not. No, it's fine. Optical illusion. So I don't know what that thing is. Oh, it's soft. Ew. Ew. It's soft. But never mind, I take it back. It's not a piece of a capacitor. I made all that up. It's something, it's a creation of coffee. It's a coffee creation. So that's what you do whenever you like want to like electrify the coffee. It turns it into like a Play-Doh ball of sugar. Yeah, I'm fighting a lost cause. I know, and so we're we're having fun with it. If you guys want me to change out some more components, we can do that because some people just like solder. We can just sit here and talk too. I have a little bit more time, or we can grab another machine. I don't mind because Bob is getting some help on this one. I think I'm not going to fix this board. I mean, we're going to sit here and we can replace components, and I have a bunch of these new MOSFETs, but they're going to end up, I mean, they cost a few bucks a piece, and so putting those on would be a waste. Put it in ultrasonic cleaner now. I would clean it first with a toothbrush, so if you're going to use an ultrasonic cleaner, then you toothbrush it really good. You got to clean all the stuff. You don't want any heatsink compound on there. Does everyone know what an ultrasonic cleaner is for? A lot of people use them for like jewelry or cleaning metals and stuff like that, or cleaning components. So I wonder if I can stream my phone over there like we did before, so I can show you. All right, let's see if this works. Is it this one? Boom, look at that, we got it. Okay, so we're gonna go mobile for a second. So there's my setup. So we're gonna come over here. So here's the ultrasonic cleaner. So this is the ultrasonic cleaner fluid I use. Branson, it's an IS formula concentrate. And this machine, oh, it's hot. So I have it heated up to 60°C. And you'll put your motherboard in there. It's really hot, and then that's distilled water with this fluid, just diluted. So it's mostly distilled water, and it has that in there. And then I'll put it on. There's like, it's a very annoying, loud electrical sound, but it's actually a high frequency that's cleaning the board. And so when you pull a motherboard out of that, then it ends up looking brand new. So. Pretty cool stuff. Was that pretty clear? Were y'all able to see the action cam, the mobile cam? It's Clorox. I think in the olden days where people used to put these things in the dishwasher, I think you could do that probably as long as it's like you immediately douse it. So, oh yeah, so after I pull it out of the ultrasonic cleaner, I actually do an alcohol bath. So I put it in alcohol and I scrub it, and then I blow it with, I have a little handheld blower thing. I have one of these thingies. It blows, and so I'll just kind of blow off all the alcohol, and then I put it in another alcohol bath, and then I blow off all the alcohol again. And then I will end up putting the hot air on it just to cool, to dry off anything that's left that's on there. So we got people leaving because we're not doing anything anymore. That's the only problem with not repairing something. So what else should we do? I got a little bit more time. I should go home. I've been here for about 12 hours. Motherboard's in the dishwasher. Yeah, I know there's calcium, so that's the hard part, like, because that's why I use distilled water, because it doesn't have anything in it. So sing a song. I don't have my guitar here, so I can't really sing you a song, dear piano man. Replace the motherboard. Oh, replace the motherboard. I don't know. I guess I could do that. Do I even have any? It's stock, the same one. M17R3. Yeah, I don't have one in stock right now that I could just go grab. Sometimes I have some in my repair inventory, so I'll have to order one from Dell, and then I'll get it put in there for him. Finish the BIOS laptop, and we could do that real quick. BIOS, boring, go. Do you ever replace chips and save a system? Yes, every day. Every single day. Watch all my videos. And then we did 2 last week, right? Or we did a BIOS one, or not, 2 weeks ago. We did a BIOS one, and then, oh yeah, I need to order the 303, 31, 152 chips, yes. Oh no, but I have to, that person's gonna send the machine back for warranty because it's still under warranty. Or maybe they just want me to fix it, I don't know. But yes, I fix boards all the time. We fixed one on, 2 of them on a live stream 2 weeks ago. So, but then I do regular repairs all the time. Happy little BIOS chip. Bob will be very happy with all his donations that he received. Am I an electrical engineer that started up a repair shop? I am a person who liked, I was kind of a nerdy, I don't know, not nerdy I guess, but I was always into electronics as a kid. I grew up real poor, didn't have anything. All my toys came from like Goodwill or garage sales or things like that, so they're always broken. So I'm constantly fixing them. I was always taking them apart. Dennis just donated another $10 towards Bob's laptop, so I appreciate that. Yeah, so I was always fixing them, and so even at like 9 or 10, I would carry around a little electronics box that had all the wires and stuff, and people would always call me over to be the one that helped fix things. And then I started this place when I was 21 years old, but I worked at a repair shop first, and then I saved up some money and I bought some inventory and started selling it. And repair is really on like a couple percent of my business, maybe 4 or 5%. No, not even 5%, maybe 3 or 4% of my business total. We mainly sell Dell laptop and Dell Alienware parts. That's the business. We have about 700,000 parts in my warehouse back there, and ship to 200 countries, and everything we sell is OEM, and even Dell recommends us. It's one of those things where it's like you build a reputation, and we become like the place to go to if you own a Dell. So I just started doing these videos a few months ago, the repair videos. We've always done like the videos where it shows you how to install stuff. I've been doing that for about 12 years, 13 years. So we have about 9,000 videos on how to install every single part that we sell. So, but these I think are a little more entertaining. The other ones are boring. They're just like, and here's how to install this part, and that's boring. But what I like about doing this type of repair is connecting with you guys, right? And I want you to be part of what I'm doing, right? So I'm always talking to you and saying we are working on this because we're working on it together, and it makes it, it's more fun whenever we can figure it out together, right? So I always appreciate doing that, and I think that's a fun thing. So you solved the power rail issue. Yes, I did solve that power rail issue at least, so that's awesome. I saved another laptop. Thank you, Debbie. More money for Bob's modem laptop fund. But I think next week we could do, I really like, yes, every voice in my videos are my voice, by the way. There's no AI voices, there's none of that stuff. It's me, it's all me. So even whenever I'm doing my shorts, I do my announcer voice. New day, new laptop to repair. This time we have this, blah, blah, blah. And I talk in that voice because it's faster pace and all that stuff in my shorts. And then I do I saved another laptop. And that's the ending voice. No AI, period. AI is the worst. I think it's so stupid. Every single time I try to use AI for anything, it's like you have to go through and fix all the shit that the AI did. It drives me crazy. It's more work. That's so, yeah, AI does not make anything easier for me. I mean, there's some routines that you're like, okay, cool. Like here, I wrote all this code in, PHP, convert it to Python. That's fine. That works. But when it's trying to be creative, the creativeness is so bad. And then it's like when it's trying to emulate a human. It's so bad. I mean, yes, I know there's better stuff, but I just think it's a fad. It's like every few years there's something, right? There's like 2012, I remember the big thing was 3D TVs and 3D phones, and then everyone, and then nothing. It flopped, right? And then they have Bitcoin. Whenever Bitcoin or crypto currency, crypto stuff that started hyping in like 2017. So any stock with that word crypto in it was just like flying up. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dude, yes, AI is going to be used for certain things. It's going to be useful for certain things, but it's not like, it's a game changer in some ways. I mean, for coders, right? If you're somebody who writes code, but are you a coder? I'm a coder. I write code, right? If I'm going to write code and I go, all right, write me a routine that, a loop that does this and makes this and whatever, right? It gives me a bunch of shit, but it has like sorry, I keep cussing, I apologize. It puts out all this extra stuff in there, right? And then you can see developers who use AI as their coding. It's so bad. They're like, it still leaves all the comments in there that are like, put your stuff that you're going to run in there. I use it for conversions. That's it. So I'll write my code from scratch. I usually write it in my head first, and then I put it on, write it down, and then no more coffee. Thank you, Christopher. Bob got some more money, and so so usually I write it in my head, and then I'll write it down. I'll conceptualize it at least, and I'll write it down. And then if I need it in a different language, like I'm not very good at Python, which is funny because it's like Python's pretty easy, not very strict, but I write PHP mainly because I'm using it for my front end and back end sites and doing MySQL and stuff. And so I write a bunch of PHP, but if I need like a different project I'm working on, I do a lot of astronomy stuff on the side. It's kind of a hobby of mine. And so I write a lot of code for running different microcontrollers, or if I'm doing like some routines that are like processing images or something, and I'll write it in Python, but I'll write it in PHP and then convert it to Python. That's how I normally end up doing it. So yeah, it's just, anyway, and AI voice, I don't like it. Anyway, you can tell it's AI voice. It's like, and it's like the tenses or how fast they talk, or they, it's like, it's sloppy. And even those new video tools that people are using where you're taking your long form videos and you're turning them into shorts, you can tell that those things are AI generated too. They're so bad. Even they're just cutting out like these certain areas of the video. Like I tried it out and I was like, okay, let's just see what these things can do. And they're just stupid. Like I ended up spending more time trying to edit a long form into a short by taking, using that tool when I could just knock it out in, 45 minutes or something. Someone's asking what the total donations are. I wish it would just tell me that. Unless somebody can tell me how it will tell me that, I don't know. Because what I had to do last time is I just kind of counted it up. But and some of it's in different currencies, so I have a hard time converting, so I don't know. Yeah, but AI music is even worse. I haven't messed with that, but I know that people are doing that, and it's like, scraping other stuff, right, and combining it together, and I mean, it's sickening. And everything's just, everybody now is part of the AI model, because someone was just talking about this today. I think it was Chris Titus, or Titus Tech, whatever his name is on YouTube. He just put a video out today, but basically it's just like AI is like, it's embedded in Apple, Google, and Microsoft, and all that Copilot stuff. But it's all like, they're forcing it on everybody because it's using your material. It's using your data to create these models, right? And it's not supposed to take your data and put it anywhere. It's supposed to keep it local, but it's still fingerprinting you or figuring out how you operate to train the models more. But I mean, I think it's more work still. It's just not, there's nothing like just press the button and it comes out all crazy, right? So are you making fun of my PHP? PHP is good. I like it. It's old, it's easy. I like it. It's just what I've always written in, so. What else, guys? You learn bass and drum. So I'm actually a drummer, so that's another thing. So in a guitarist, I play guitar in a band, or I play drums in a band. I play guitars just for fun, and so yeah, digital drums are just annoying too. I mean, yeah, sometimes backup tracks, or if you're using drum machines for certain types of music, it's fine. But you want that authentic sound. I've done plenty of C++ and Visual Basic, no, not Visual Basic, but C++ and C Sharp, because I do some Windows apps for some of my stuff that I do work on, and then like Arduino's use some sort of like modified C++ or C Sharp or whatever it is. So yeah, Python sucks. I just don't, the indent thing where it's like, okay, you're only in one indent and that's your, I like curly brackets that just, it's really clear to me. So if you're a coder, you know what I mean by that. Oh, what books and videos would you recommend for beginners for learning to repair computers? Oh, man, no, I don't know, man. Videos, I have a playlist. I could drop it in there if you want, or I don't know where to drop it in. Oh yeah, JavaScript. Yeah, I use JavaScript for front end stuff. Yeah, so plenty of JavaScript for the front end. But I was talking about back end stuff mainly, because I'm a full stack developer, so I'm going to have to do all that stuff. So as for learning to do this stuff, you're going to be watching my videos, maybe, or you're going to watch Northridge Fix. He has plenty of videos. A lot of his is finding shorts or things like that, which is fine. Then you're going to have, you can watch Soren, and his is Laptop Repair School, I think is the name of his channel, which is great. I love his methodology. He's super, $313 or $343 in donations. Thank you, Harris. So Harris is my mod, and he has figured out it's $343 in donations. Thank you so much. So Bob's going to be very happy. What was I saying? I do not even remember what I was saying. Darn it. Well, that's awkward. Oh, what I was just saying about, that's right. Come on, tell me. Someone's going to tell me. Oh, learning. Yeah, so Soren, so Laptop Repair School, was his methodology is super, it's very wholesome. He's not trying to talk over anybody. He's not arrogant like some people. Northwest Repair is awesome too. He does GPU repair. I really like, his style is more like, he's kind of closer to my style, except he's a little more fast paced and he has some, a lot of fast forwarding of screwing and stuff. But I really like his quick approach to it. But I think Soren at Laptop Repair School, or whatever his computer repair school, is going to be the best, because he's very basic, or the way he explains things, and everything's real simple. So that, I think, would be the best start. And it's super, it's an iterative process. I watch every single one of those videos all the way through. I've had technicians come in and say, hey, how do I learn this stuff? And I say, well, here's a playlist, and it has like 20, 25 videos. Oh, don't forget Louis Rossman. I'm sorry, Louis Rossman is actually here in Austin. His older videos, he got burned out on doing these videos, but he was kind of the first person doing these types of videos on here, and he's great. Tronics Fix is awesome also. Look him up. So write all these down. But anyway, it's an iterative process, so you're going to be working on it, and you're going to be watching the whole video through, all of it, because it's all about that diagnosing. It's not the fixing. It's not the fixing, guys. Everyone thinks it's like, just replace that, done. How did you get to the point where you knew this, that? It's all, you're being a detective. When we're taking things apart, we're looking and going, oh, I can see that screw is marred. Did someone open this? I can see that this is damaged here. You're trying to figure out, you're trying to gather information on why this is doing what it's doing, right? So my thought process is, like I use this meter here, which is my power box that I made, and it's basically just a voltmeter that you can plug your Dell charger through. It tells you how much current's going through there. It tells you how the laptop's turning on, what it's pulling, and then that characteristic of that will help you know why the laptop's doing what it is doing and what it's not doing. Yes, Adamant IT is also good. He's in the UK. He's awesome. He's very clear when he talks. Lapfix is also good too. Yep. So we have really good whole community. If you put it all together as one community, there is plenty of information out there. But I tell you, the goal, you should be watching the whole video through. Fast forwarding is a no-no, because yeah, sometimes there's fillers in there, but if you fast forward, you might skip that thing where it's like the thought process of the technician is what you're trying to learn. You're trying to figure out, what are they thinking about? Why are they making that decision? And without that, you won't really, you know, get the whole picture. So it's cut and dry. It's like, this thing's not turning on. Oh, it must be that component. Let's change that out. That's not how it is. So, and Andy, Salem Tech Spritz. So Andy is a character. Me and him are pretty good friends at this point. And he, he knows how to fix computers for sure. So, but he's a fun channel to watch, and he's always, fixing these machines that are very dirty. And then Paul Daniels is the legend. So Paul Daniels writes the software. He writes these board view software. Let's see. So this is Paul Daniels software right here. So this is a schematic or a board view for a laptop, and it allows you to kind of look around and see what components connect to what. And this is Paul Daniels software. So, and he was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here right now, but he is super awesome. He has a channel too, so he does some videos on there. But yes, a lot of detective work, a lot of time, and you know, I watched the same video twice. I watched it 3 times. You take a little bit of concepts from each thing, right? So one cool thing to think about, like when you're working on one, you got, you know, if you think about the laptop as a whole thing, it's kind of, you know, messes your brain up. But if you think about it as kind of little areas and stages where it kind of connects together, that's what helps, right? So 20 volts going in, then that 20 volts is created into different power rails, so 5, 3, 3.3, 1.8, things like that. If you find a missing power rail that's not running, that's not on, you can literally add that voltage back in if it's not shorted. You can actually take a power supply and say, oh, the 5 volts is missing, and you can put it on there. As long as it's not shorted, you can do this. And then boom, the laptop starts running off that power supply. You put the missing power supply there. Because sometimes it's just the chip is failed that's actually telling it to turn on. I mean, there's little concepts like that. You're like, oh, it was just missing that voltage, so that's why it's not turning on, right? So, I mean, there's just little things that you're going to be collecting over the years of practicing this type of stuff. And I've been working on Dells exclusively since probably 98, 99. And then I started this place in 2002, so 23 years ago. And then I haven't done actually that much repair in the last, I mean, I started doing repair again probably 2 years ago, but prior to that I had techs that were just doing everything. And then I was doing just a little bit of board repair occasionally, just a little bit, but I wasn't doing much of it. So most of the knowledge that I'm actually showing you right now, I learned most of it in the last 2 years, like most of it. So again, it's an iterative process. So there's always something I'll find that I didn't know last week, right? I mean, maybe not that often, but you'll run into times where it's, you know, you're like, whoa, that's a great thing to know. You were working on a fake GPU and found out that each component was shorted to ground. Ha 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 ha. Well, that's definitely very fake to me. But I appreciate, I guess we're at 2 hours and 37 minutes, and I think I'm going to call it for the night. I'm going to get home to have some dinner. But I appreciate everybody coming and joining us tonight. I'm not going to work on anything else tonight. Next week, if we have another person in chat that has their laptop here, we will grab it, okay? And I want to see if we can do that earlier on, but I just don't know if we can try to schedule that. It's hard to schedule it. JFix, I appreciate everything that you do. I think it'll be fun to have JFix run the show one of these times, or even anybody else in there. Bob, thank you so much, and I appreciate everybody donating to Bob's modem laptop fund, and so we're going to get him taken care of and fixed up because of all that. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
I saved another laptop.